Start. Hey, I think we're live finally. Yay!
Woo!
That only took, oh God, what time is it now? Ah,
What,
crap,
10:40?
too long. All right, so we figured out how to do the multiple chat thing. We've got that going. For the people who have not joined yet, because we don't have any viewers, if I have viewers later on, people watching it, I have Joe from Brew Games here. Say
Hello.
hello. So I invited him on the show tonight because, well, I was tired of talking to myself. I managed to do it for a year, or no, sorry, not a year, but an hour. Wow, I really need to drink. And it just didn't work out so well last time. So I thought I'd invite people along. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm Joe Evans. I'm with Brew Games podcast, and we do a little podcast YouTube video thing where we review beers and video games.
And not necessarily in that order, is it?
Not necessarily, no.
So you've been doing this for how long now?
We started this up last year, 2014, in August. So we're coming up on a year now.
And do I detect that time flies?
It actually does fly, especially when you have to skip a week release. That really runs away from you very quickly. We've had some trouble from our episode 14 to our next one, and we've had to put some filler in there.
And it's not easy to do, is it?
No.
So you have to drink a lot more to get the filler in there.
Yeah.
Or play games. Or both.
Yeah. But our filler episode was pretty fun. We did 3 rogue beers that I'd been holding on to for quite a while. So that was a lot of fun.
And actually, what I saw from that video, and if you guys haven't seen it, please check them out because actually it's actually quite a good video. And Rogue actually had 3 decent beers.
Yeah, they were all decent.
Which was a first because I always have hit and misses with Rogues.
Yeah, we've had the same experience through the last probably 6 episodes. The last 6 we've done, we like to do a little like after show kind of extra bonus clip. And we've often been doing the Rogue beers just because Rogue just has a super vast selection of beer. And we've had hits, we've had misses, but the filler was definitely all hits, so it was good.
Hey, it's when you get those hits are actually quite nice. I mean, and when you get those misses, it makes for an entertaining time for others, not necessarily for you.
Yeah. You're the one that has to live with it after the camera shuts off.
Oh, God. I tell you, there's been times where I sat there and go, I want to drain pour. I want to drain pour, but I can't.
Yeah.
I spent so much money on this beer. Speaking of which, I am going to pop open my beer, so give me a second here.
Sure.
Now, I understand that you had the corn hops from Parallel 49 there?
Yeah, so I picked it up today.
And how are you finding it right now?
Am I finding the corn hops?
Yeah.
I actually haven't popped it open yet, so I will do that right now.
Well, while you're popping that open, I am actually popping open the I can't even pronounce this. Apricotoctopus. From Parallel 49.
A bit of a mouthful for a word. Hopefully, it's not too much of a mouthful for the drink.
Yeah, well, I'd trade you drinks, but I don't think we do it through the camera. So.
No, I don't think that would work very well.
No, not really. So yeah, we decided to go with Parallel 49. You went with the corn hops, so I went with this one. I didn't know you got the corn hops at that point in time. You knew I had this one, so the corn hops. Now, if I remember correctly, is pretty much made of corn.
Yeah, so they have flaked corn as well as the Pilsner malt, Chinook hops, and Tyrannium hops, and Citra hops. So plenty of hops in there.
Okay, so mine's got Pilsner and wheat malts. Something else hop, Willamette hops, and Parallel 49. If you guys ever watch this, I'm deeply sorry. Apricot, Lactrolysis, Okay, they've got put stuff in here that I have never even heard of. It's a long-winded stuff. You want to find out, go to their site. So how does yours smell?
Mine smells really good. It's got a nice sweet corn smell to it. Very thick head to it.
I
That's
noticed that.
quite creamy, actually. I already tasted the head a little bit.
Oh, I'm jealous. See, I can't taste. I don't have head. No, that's not what she said either. All right, let's give her a shot. Wow.
Should we go with yours first or mine first?
Let's go with yours first, since you've got yours there. I've got to try and think of what mine
So,
is.
with the types of hops in there, I thought it would be very hop heavy.
Yep.
Surprisingly, it's not. It's subdued quite a bit by the corn. So it has this nice sweet overtone with the hops kind of like breaking through at certain points. So if you're wanting to try an IPA and afraid of the hoppiness of it, I'd say give this one a try. It's very generous, very friendly on the approach.
So it's not like your typical one where it's really bitter on the back of the throat or anything.
No, not at all. Like as you're sitting there for a while, you can kind of it's still playing in my mouth the hops, but
Yeah,
it's not like typical IPAs.
that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Now for me, mine's a sour.
Sour.
Yeah, it's an actual sour kind of beer, not like a really big sour
Okay.
like you get out of Europe. Um, but it's actually it's got sour tendencies to it.
Hmm.
It's different. It's not bad. Like I don't mind it. You don't get a lot of the apricot taste to it, but you get more of a sour note to it, and
Okay.
actually it's quite refreshing. I like my sours. I've always liked the sours as long as they're not really bitter sours, and this isn't super bitter. Like it's not staying on my tongue. It actually goes down easily. But yeah, this is wow. I actually do like this.
Oh, there you go. We got two good beers from Parallel 49. Not that I was expecting anything else.
No, this is true. Parallel 49, you really don't find a bad beer, honestly.
Yeah.
I really haven't seen much of a bad beer. I've seen okay beers. Um, yeah, that one's actually not that bad. That one's actually quite refreshing, especially on a 35, 35 degree day we had today.
Mhm.
That was that was brutal out there today.
So, sours is one of the beers that I don't have much experience in. Do you have a lot of experience with sours?
I've had a bit now, thanks to Christian from, well, he was from a different company. He actually introduced me to sours. He's like, here, give this a shot. This is from Europe. This is what they call a sour beer. And I wasn't too sure. He gave me the Three Fontaine. It was a cherry one, and it was a bitter sour cherry. But the cherries was really nice, and it complemented the sour, so it actually broke me into a sour beer, sour style nicely. Whereas something like the Three Fontaine Golden, uh, I've got it actually way over there, and I can't grab it. It's a natural sour. Um,
Okay.
they're not bad. Like if you're not expecting, like, you know how people say that their beers go bad and it tastes bitter and sour and everything else like that. These ones
Yeah.
were made to taste like that. So now when I taste these, I don't know if it's an actual sour or not. That's the tough part.
Yeah.
Um, as I explained to you, I guess when we had our luncheon, that when that the collaboration pack between Parallel 49 and all those other breweries, they had one from the Firehouse Brewing, and it
Yeah.
was supposed to be a barrel aged one, but it tasted sour. And I thought it was supposed to be a sour, and it actually tasted good as a sour. And I got an email from the brewmaster saying that wasn't supposed to be the taste. Your beer actually went off. I'm like, oh, it was still good. So kind of made me
I
look
wonder if
like
they
it.
took that to heart and was like, I wonder if we should try and make this into a sour now that we know that if it does spoil, people still
Then
like it.
exactly. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a sour. That's a different style of barrel aged. Now a sour. It's good. You're okay. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I felt bad. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, please, by all means. Thank you for the review anyways. I'm like, maybe a 3.75 for your beer. It was good, but it was off.
Yeah, because a lot of breweries, they don't really get to know what happens with their beer, right?
No.
That was the experience we had with Flying Monkeys. Like when I was out there, they were mentioning that like once it goes outside of their brewery, they have no idea what happens with it. They don't know what kind of response it's getting, other than people are ordering more or not ordering more, you know.
Yeah.
But
And,
so they were really excited to hear from us, and I'm hoping to have that video up pretty soon here,
oh, that'd be
as I
cool.
mentioned in the filler episode. But still in the works, just because I want to retool all the graphics, I want to retool the audio, like the intro and stuff, and it actually takes quite a bit of time to do all that stuff.
Yeah, editing sucks. Not gonna lie, editing
Yeah,
sucks. I've learned all about that. It's a tedious process. You can film an hour video, but then you realize you have to cut down about 15 minutes, and then from there you have to edit in all the stuff.
yeah.
It takes a good 8 to 10 hours if you really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, it's I don't know, like Parallel 49. When I went and did their brewery tour, they were really nice. Like if you ever get a chance to go down to BC and check it out, please do. Like these guys are amazing. They've even got um, a little tap in there that combines different ingredients and pours it into your beer right there. Like
Okay.
they had a poor boy apricot smoky beer. And it was just they poured it right from the tap. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Didn't try it because I was trying other stuff. But
Yeah.
they also the nitrous series I've always liked. I really like the nitrous series too. But I also heard that they actually did have a bad beer once, and it
Oh.
was a cherry beer, and I can't remember what happened with it, but it was so bad that they tried to pull it off the shelves. But the BC Liquor Board went, mm-mm, "You're on the shelves. You still have to sell it."
Was it because it just like went super tart, or like what happened with it?
I
Do you know?
think, yeah, I think I went to Super Tart, and they just people were like, "This doesn't taste right. I don't like it." It's like,
Right.
well, we'll pull it off the shelves because yeah, we don't like the taste either. But the liquor board is like, well, this is a special issue for us. You're still putting it out,
Yeah.
so they were kind of stuck with that. I never tried it myself. Excuse me, but yeah, they said they had one bad beer. I'm like, I don't believe you. I have not had a bad beer from you guys. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I can't say I've been disappointed with any of them at all.
No, no, not in the least. I
Phillips, on
mean,
the other hand, I've had a few beers from them that I'm like, what were you thinking on that one? But
I still got that raspberry smoked behind me too.
yeah, I still
No,
think their worst one was the ginger beer. I don't
really,
understand that one.
I actually didn't mind that one.
And I don't know.
Um,
For me, I don't know. It just tasted like water that had been sitting around for a few months with some big chunks of ginger in it, and then they put it in the
Fermented.
bottles.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Of course, once again, that was my first style of ginger beer. I never had a real ginger beer before. I had the pops, but I never had it in an actual beer.
Oh, okay.
And that was sort of like, oh, this tastes actually good. It's not that sweet or anything else. And then I had the Jamaican ginger beer, and I was like, oh, so this is what it's
Yeah.
supposed to taste like. And that one is a good style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Phillips they're hit and miss. They really are. I feel bad for them because they're a big brewery out in Victoria. Uh, but at the same point in time, they bring out a lot of different stuff. They are what I call a hop brewery because they like to throw their hops in
Oh yeah, they
everything.
love their hops.
Oh God. I mean, the hop drop, for example. Did you ever try that?
I believe I've tried that one. Yeah.
That one was because they actually came with a small bottle that was what 23%, and there's actual hops inside there.
Oh, okay.
And you drop it into your beer, and it's like, oh, because they did it for their 13th year celebration, I think,
Hmm.
and to hop
Actually, I
up
haven't
their
had that
beer.
one. That actually sounds kind of interesting.
It wasn't bad, and they actually sold the hop drop on its own afterwards because it did so well.
Okay. I've noticed one thing with Phillips is like it's a Phillips beer with the hops. Like they just have a very distinct hop character, I guess, as well as the beers themselves. Even if it's not really a hop beer, it's just a Phillips beer. They all have this certain underlining tone to them.
Yes,
Like they're almost too clean or something. Like there's just something about them that it's a Phillips beer. I don't know if
that's true.
you've noticed that as well.
I blame it on the Victoria water. They're very clean out there. I've noticed that you can recognize it as a Phillips beer because they do have a certain style. It's like they filter their beers a lot, or at least the water, and then go from the process from there. And I don't think they use their own hops. I think they use outlying hops. Um, but yeah, their style is very unique. It's like having a Big Rock out here. It's the same style. You know it's theirs because they have a
Yeah.
certain taste to it. So for the most part, yeah,
Interesting.
I can see that.
Interesting. Like Parallel 49, I find it has more variety, I guess. Like it doesn't
Yes.
have that underlining tone that's like you can tell they're all Parallel 49s. Flying Monkeys definitely doesn't have that underlining tone. Like all their beers are quite different from each other as far as I'm concerned.
Yes and no for them. There's their annuals, like everything that they do for year round. You can have a certain taste,
Yeah.
but their seasonals are completely different. Like their limited editions, that's where they just throw everything above
Yeah.
what you need. So, that's true. It's those guys are, yeah, Flying Monkeys. God, they're a great brewery. I really have to get out there. I'm kind of jealous that you got a chance to tour with them.
Yeah.
That's one.
Unfortunately, their brewery was not available for a tour when we were there, but
Really, I would have snuck it
they
anyways.
were doing a lot of production and cleaning of the kilns. So
Right.
too many trip hazards. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna like open the front doors, which are all full glass anyways. So you can look right inside anyways.
Yeah.
But we just like step inside for a couple steps, kind of look around a little bit. Not that it was a big place anyways. That's why they're getting another location right now. But yeah,
Nice. No, that's definitely what I would love. If I went back east, I'd be touring their brewery right off the bat. That and Steam Whistle. Yeah, they're out in Toronto, aren't they?
I wouldn't mind checking out Muskoka.
Yeah.
Muskoka
Okay.
Brewery, I think would be pretty cool. And that's pretty
Yeah,
much the same area as Flying Monkeys.
and they're one of the more upcoming breweries too, aren't they? Making a
Yeah,
movie.
there's a new one called Amsterdam, which is right in
Yeah.
Toronto.
Oh yeah.
They've been doing pretty
Yep.
well so far.
I
Steam
haven't
Whistle,
walked
it
west.
was a fun brewery tour. They only do one thing and one thing well, as they say, but it's a really fun brewery tour. So if you're in Toronto and want to do Steam Whistle, it's great. It's fun. I
Yeah,
think it's
that
free
that
too,
what's
or
that?
very cheap. It's either free or very very cheap.
I like free. Free works.
Yeah.
Free works really well when they can do tours. It's like Cranoghan, BC. They're the organic brewery, but they're free. Like you sign up Friday, you go out there and you do your tour, and they give you free samples and everything else like that. Granted, I spent about $100 when I left, so I think they knew what that was coming. It's like, here you go,
Yeah.
surprise.
So they get you
Walked
all
out.
looked it up throughout the tour, and then like, yeah. So here's our vast selection.
Yeah, here's some T-shirts. Here's some that are on
Yeah.
sale, and here is our nice growler system, or the party pig. Or if you really want, we can set up a keg for you. Thanks for the danger there. Thanks. Hey,
Yeah.
that party pig looks good. What do you do? Oh, it's got this little carbonation system, so it keeps carbonation there for 3 weeks. And how much is that?
That's
And it's
dangerous.
yeah, it's like, well, it's $50 for that plus a $50 deposit too. You get your deposit back when you bring the party pig back. But I'm going to Calgary. Can you guys come get it? No. Damn it. All
They
right.
want you to come back out there, return it, and they get another one.
Exactly. And I would
Yeah.
actually. I've got a growler up on the shelves there. I'm definitely going to be taking that back at some point in time. I'd like to take that back anyways. That's going to be nice.
Yeah.
I there's a lot of good breweries around here, and I don't know if you noticed, but Vancouver's popping up with a hell of a lot too. Um,
Yeah. Vancouver is like the hot spot right now. It seems.
it is Calgary as well. Calgary apparently has got quite a few as well. I noticed that Brew Brothers is now. I don't know if you saw or not, but they did a collaboration with Big Rock. And
Bruce Brothers and Big Rock. You said.
yes,
Okay. I thought Bruce Brothers was done. Like, are they coming
Oh,
back
sorry,
again?
not Brewers Brothers. My goodness, Last Best.
Last Best. Okay.
So yeah, the same place that Brews Brothers was.
Okay. Yeah, Last Best has some good beers.
Yep, and they did a collaboration with Big Rock. It's called Collaboration Number One.
Okay.
Kind of an original name, I guess.
We'll see if
Um,
they continue with that naming scheme or not.
yeah. Well, apparently they have it on tap right now, and they're coming out in production and sending it out to liquor stores in a week or so. So,
Okay.
and their can is white. That's all it is. It's just white with I think a Collaboration Number One name.
You know what kind of style they're going for?
Oh crap! I can't remember now. Um, that is a good question. Give me 2 seconds. I'll look it up here. And we have as the style. It doesn't say. Yeah, collab number one. Yeah. See, this is where the interesting part is. It's like we did a collaboration with a brew with Big Rock Brewery, and we could ramble on about the style and tasting notes, but we want the beer to do the talking. Let us know what you think. So, yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, oh, okay, you want to play it that way, do you?
I guess they're going with that whole like mystery thing. Like Doritos did that a couple years ago. Where like, oh, buy our bag of Doritos. We're not going to tell you what's in it, but you can figure out on your own. Because you said they have a white label can, right? It's just white. So I think that's probably what they're going for. See what the general populace thinks, and then kind of either reveal or go from there.
That's true. I just sent you the link there, and if anyone else is watching, just look in the chat there. But yeah, it's really all it is a white can, and it's got.
I love that it's actually like a label, but just pure white.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty funny.
I
Well,
have to,
it's got me convinced. I'll buy it.
yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, okay, damn it, you've got me sold. Where do I buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got it. They've got it good. Oh, hang on a second here. Sorry, I'm getting notes here about our volume being low.
Okay.
I can hear you fine, and you can hear me fine, but apparently that doesn't work so well for other people. So let's see.
So they can't hear me, or they can't hear you, or they can't hear both of us.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a second here. All right. I just upped the volume, so let's see if that works.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Am I louder now?
I just got this a while ago, so
Check 1 2.
Can you check? Can you hear me now? Well, if they can hear me, great. If they can't, oh well. Let's see if anyone else can. If I hear from anyone else, I'll let them know. But
Yeah.
Oh well.
So does this go straight up to YouTube right away, or do you have to upload it afterwards?
Actually. It uploads it to it by itself. It takes about 15-20 minutes, depending on how long you do this chat for, and then it renders it for you. It only goes up to 720p, which whatever. I still look blurry no matter what. Whatever. It just means I don't look blurry and fat. So it's in all honesty, it's actually kind of neat to see this happen this way. Yeah, it's so. What else is there? Well, how long have you been a gamer for?
How long have I been a gamer? Well, ever since I was able to get an Atari in my hands, basically. So since I was probably about 5 or 6.
5 or 6. So you were one of those people that actually enjoyed playing Pitfall.
I actually didn't enjoy Pitfall.
What?
I don't know. There's something about it. I didn't understand it. Maybe my 4-year-old brain was just too underdeveloped, but I was like, I don't understand. Like I understood like what you were supposed to do, but I didn't understand why I was doing it. So I was just like, I don't know. One game I loved on the Atari 2600 was a game called Circus. I don't know why. It was kind of like Breakout, but then instead of just having the ball hit like your paddle and going up again, you have this like teeter totter.
Oh
You have to
yes.
like move back and forth with clowns, and they have to like it's the clowns hitting the stuff in the sky. I don't know. That's what I remember from it. But that game for me was just the best. I love that game so much. And then Combat, of course. Combat's classic.
Combat is a classic. Yep. Yep. And we can always talk about ET. Oh wait, no, that one died. A
Well,
horrible,
ET is a
horrible game.
classic, but
True.
I that's one game I actually tried playing slightly more than Pitfall, but again I was just like, okay, I know what I'm doing, I just don't understand why I'm doing it.
Why do I keep falling down these goddamn halls?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Pitfall for me was one where I actually won a badge off of. Now, if you remember, possibly, you get to win badges for achievements. Well, I won that badge, and I felt sorry for my parents, and they've never let me live this down. Well, actually, no, they like to repeat the story. So, in a sense, they never like to let me live it down. At one morning, I got up early in the morning, went down to my well, I didn't have an Atari 2600. I had a Genesis at that point in time, which played the Atari 26 games, and I beat Pitfall. So at 5:30 in the morning, I go running up to wake my parents up. Grab the camera, guys, to get this. Gotta get the badge. Come back downstairs, and there's my younger brother already playing Pitfall. Hit the reset button, and he was off and running.
Oh, brutal.
Oh, there's days where I don't live that down, but there's days where we still relive that story. And my brother's like, "Well, you get the badge still again." I can't find it to this day though. I had it in my room somewhere and it's gone. But
Yeah.
no, I played games like that. I remember my dad taking me for one of my birthday presents and saying, "Here, pick any game you want." And I picked this game called Space Shuttle.
Space Shuttle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The only thing that makes me think of Space Shuttle is that like free 3D-ish pinball game for like Windows
but it
XP or something.
but it wasn't. It was far from it.
Yeah.
It was a simulator game,
Okay.
and I hated it. Played the shit out of it, but I hated it.
Yeah.
Uh, it was one of those ones where basically you had to. Oh God! Just seeing these images scared me. It just bring me. Yeah. Oof. You had to take off from the ground. You had to roll properly. You had to know what your x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis were. You had to roll properly when you're in space. Go in space for a little bit, and then come back into re-entry, and then land your space shuttle. Now, there's three different versions of it. There's the easy version where you had a lot of automatic pilots. You got up, you got down, no problem. You had the medium version where you got up, you got down, no problem. But as you're entering re-entry, your radar started flashing and fuzz out, and you had to follow this path.
Okay.
And you had to know where you were going at all times. It was a horrible game. I loved it, but it was a horrible game because yeah, you had to know everything with it, and I couldn't understand it. Like my 10-year-old brain was like, I don't know what to do with this. All right, we'll just keep playing it. I get to fly the space shuttle, and I was
Yeah.
such a big fan of the space shuttle. But yeah, it was one of those ones where it was actually really quite scary. I don't know. I loved it. Was yeah. Not a lot of people ever heard of it. Once again, up on the chat page if you want to see. Uh, it was one of those ones where yeah, it was a simulating game, and it was one of the first simulator
Oh
games
man,
that I ever played. Oh yeah,
I
it
can't even
was.
imagine trying to play that.
Let me put it this way: it put ET to shame, but it was fun. Like you could actually get out of places, but it put ET to shame on some things. My other game that I really loved playing was Enduro. That one was a fun racing game.
Which one?
Enduro.
Oh, okay.
That one was you go through different seasons and stuff, and you go. you hit ice and you have to drive slower and go past cars and you're driving and you never really place as like pole position, but not really. You have to keep passing cars and just keep driving until you crash and die.
Okay.
It's just, yeah. I was an Atari junkie. I couldn't help it. So, but that's just me. um, I don't know. It's those were some of my favorite games that I remember way back in the day.
Yeah.
Along with Missile Command, Asteroids, and the ones that everyone else played. I don't know. I what was your? I guess what was a favorite console you like playing on aside from the PC?
Favorite console playing on? Definitely the
Mm-hmm.
Super Nintendo.
Ooh,
Super Nintendo this day is still my favorite console of all the consoles I've had. I've went through almost all of them. I didn't do any like the niche ones like the Jaguar or
yeah,
the 3DO. Those ones were just they're way too niche and too expensive for us to get into. Um,
true.
but yeah, like I didn't do the Master System. I did the Sega Genesis.
Yep.
32X I played with a bit. I used to have a Game Gear. Um, Skip Saturn CD and Saturn, I guess. I think they were separate, weren't they? Or they were
Saturn was
just
separate.
Saturn.
There because the Sega CD came off of the Genesis or the Sega,
Yeah.
and the Saturn was a separate
So I went through like
thing.
most of the Sega systems, all the Nintendo systems I had, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U, NES. Like I went through all the Nintendo stuff. Um, skipped Xbox One just because I had this weird hatred for it. I don't know why.
Because you can play them on
Um,
computers.
but then about 2 years after Xbox 360 was out, I finally bit the bullet and got an Xbox, and then I just totally got ingrained in that thing for probably 3 or 4 years. Did the PS1, the PS2, the PS3. Now I got the PS4 as of about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, you can thank me for that.
So
Sorry. Uh, yeah, the PS has been my go-to system. I've never owned an Xbox ever. I figured that I've got a computer. Why do I need to buy another Microsoft product?
I think that was my initial thought with the Xbox, like the original Xbox,
Yep.
as well as like I already got a PC. Like, why would I want to buy another PC that is far inferior to my current PC, and I can't
Yes.
upgrade it and everything else, right?
Yep. Yeah, and actually, I had that thought because NHL hockey was out on the PC, and then they decided to screw the PC version and say we're going to put this out onto the consoles only. So I bit the bullet and I actually bought myself a PS2,
Okay.
and then I was stuck ever since. So PS2, PS3, PS4. I own a Wii, and I think that's mostly my exercise machine. So it's been collecting dust in my room. Um, that and the controls kept dying on me, so I kind of gave up on that. Uh,
I think most people's Wii's are sitting there collecting dust.
it's true, they are, and I
I know
actually
when they
got
first came out, they were getting a ton of play.
uh, that, and also like when they brought out the exercise pad, whatever it's called, um, for Wii Fitness. And I was one of those suckers. I'm like, I can't find it anywhere, and I need it. So I spent an extra $30 while someone was selling a bunch that they probably stolen off the back of a truck somewhere, and I
Yeah.
bought them. It's kind of sad, but I bought them. So no, it's I yeah, the Wii's kind of I've been tempted for the Wii U, but there hasn't been really much of an interest in the way of games. Excuse me, for me to buy anything. Um, I don't know. So I don't know what your thoughts are. Oh, you can't hear.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt my voice.
Nope, that's fine. If you couldn't hear, by all means, I don't know why either. You're on wireless though, aren't you?
Hmm? No, we're still going.
Yes, folks, we're still going. No, what do you think of the Wii U?
Um, the Wii U is what the Wii should have been when it first came out, I think,
Ooh,
first and foremost. Um, it's kind of cool how they're bringing in these like collectible figurine stuff out. At the same
okay.
time, I absolutely hate it because of the exclusivity deals they're making with, Best Buy, Toys R Us, which is fine because we have those in Canada. But the third one, which is the major one, which they just took off in February, is Target.
Oh,
So
yes.
they have Target exclusives, which means Canada is like, screw you, Canada, we're out, which really sucks. Because if you want to buy it, it's like $70 or something on Amazon. It's just ridiculous, and
And
they're
then you
supposed to be
have to
like
pay for shipping.
14.99. Even at 14.99, they're kind of overpriced in my opinion. But
Yeah. No,
and then the fact that they're like, okay, we're gonna have this series for this game, and then now there's a new game and a new series, and another game and another series.
wait, isn't that what Infinity is?
Yeah, pretty much. Infinity, Skylanders.
Yep.
But I think with this, I'm not sure with the Skylanders if you can use like the first game Skylanders with like the newest games. I imagine they must have created some kind of backwards compatibility with those figures because otherwise, I mean, you're just pissing money down the drain. Which I guess we're doing with this, but you know.
What, yeah, okay, so we don't buy the beer, we rent it, but it's good when it goes in. Well, and also at the same point in time, you look at those DLCs that they have out there, or let's say Mortal Kombat, for example, the new Mortal Kombat where you get the easy fatalities, and you have to pay $5.99 for easy fatalities, but they're not infinite. You only get like 20 of them, and then that's it. Your $5.99 is gone. Thank you very much. Please pay again if you want more, which just kind of sucks. And
I wish I heard most of that. All I heard was Mortal Kombat and think
DLC
of
and
this
that's
and
it. So we're having audio issues here. Let's see. I'm just gonna.
yeah, you got like full bars out here. I'm not sure if it's on my end or not.
Okay, so
Is
I'm
my
just.
audio going?
No, well, it was and it wasn't. I've just gone. Okay, no auto HD. So that's. I'm trying. Give me a second here, folks. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Um, I don't know. Well, you're on wireless, aren't you? Yeah, you can't quite hear me, can you?
We're gonna go rely on text for a little bit here. I think.
Possibly. Did you want to go plug into a landline there?
I think you said plug into Ethernet cable. I could try that. Yeah, let's try that. If you want to chat with the people, I'll get a Ethernet cable.
All right, folks. So we do have technical difficulties. I don't know if you all can hear me or if it's fading in and out. But if it is, great. Let me know. If it isn't, hi. I'm your host, Painkiller. While we go and get other shit going. Um, no, it's as you see, this is our first test run, and yes, we're coming up on glitches, which what do you expect? It's over whatever kind of internet we have. So as you see, I'm still drinking the apricot. It actually tastes really good. Oh, I forgot to say this is a 6.3% beer. It's strong apparently. Still, once again, 7 and higher probably be strong. 6.3, I'd say, still be about average. Um, but honestly, folks, this is actually not a bad beer. If you find this anywhere, do pick it up. If you like apricots, you may not taste it in here. May be more of a sour taste to it. Um, honestly, yeah, I give this one a 4 out of 5 on this one. It's pretty good. The label alone, I mean, come on, that label kicks ass. So yeah, that's what we got going on for that. I do have another surprise of another beer that John doesn't know about. Now, for the people that don't know, Brew Games actually has two people. They got John and they have Adam. Adam's actually up and away right now, otherwise he'd be joining us. And Adam, if you're actually watching, hi. If you're not, sorry, dude. You can watch us later. But yeah, he's the other half of the group, and we'll see if he actually is able to join us at some point in time, or I can join him. Ooh, look at that nice white cable he's got. So yes, this is me rambling on. I'll fill him in when he gets back and he's actually able to hear me properly. Dear God, did they have a drag race down your street? Oh, oh, oh. Do we?
Might drop here. Hopefully not.
No, I still hear you.
Oh, we're still good?
Your
better?
video's, well, your video's gone, but I can still hear you.
It should come back in a second here, I think.
Probably it's got to think of what it's doing here. Oh, there
I'm
we
going
go.
to drop the Wi-Fi. We're on cable now.
All right.
So we should be good.
And are you able to hear me okay?
I can hear you good now.
See, it was your Wi-Fi.
I'm not surprised.
You gotta
I'm not surprised.
You gotta stop having your neighbors pick off your Wi-Fi like that.
You know what? You gotta share.
So I was just telling these good two people that are watching that you do have a co-host. He might be watching himself. Pardon me. I did give my beer a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I talked a lot while you were gone. I mean, God, where the hell were you?
Trying to save the internets.
Yeah, one cable at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I pretty much I gave my beer a 4 out of 5. I don't know what you give your beer.
4 out of 5. Hey, I would give this one at least a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I'd say a solid 4 out of 5. Like I said, like if you're a person that is afraid of hops and you want to get into it, I mean, this is the beer for you to try out. It's very approachable. The corn really just cuts through the hops and makes it, like I said, approachable. It's very nice. It's easy drinking.
Easy drinking, and it's not really bitter on the hops.
Yeah, you get a little bit of the bitterness, but I think it allows you to appreciate what the hops have to offer.
Okay.
And it will allow you to move into some more serious stuff.
I've never heard of corn hops before. That kind of actually is kind of intriguing for me, but
yeah, I mean, they're definitely going off the whole like corn pops thing, even with the font and everything.
Yep.
But I've never ever seen a beer made with corn before, so that's pretty interesting.
I wonder if they'd actually try and make that into a gluten-free beer almost, because gluten-free beers always have hops in it. I wonder if they did corn hops for gluten-free.
Now that you mention that, this should be gluten-free.
You said there's yeast in there, didn't you?
Well, they have the Pilsner malt, so I'm not sure if the Pilsner malt is going to be barley or rye or what based. So there's that to contend with, but with the other malt being the corn, I mean, that definitely makes it a lot more approachable. For me, like I'm not celiac, but I just don't do good with wheat. This is definitely something that should be easier on people that have that intolerance.
That would be a good thing because I know that my fiance, like, she hates the gluten-free beers because of the hops. And that's all they put in those gluten-free beers is the hops. And it's like, find something else. Hopefully, if you find something else, we'd actually make it where people will actually be able to enjoy it without having to,
Yeah, I
suffer.
think with the gluten-free stuff, the reason why they're playing with the hops so much is that they're trying to hide the, I don't want to say disgusting, but the unlikable taste profile of sorghum, which is usually what they use.
Yeah.
Sorghum, not the greatest tasting thing, especially in a beer. And so I think that's where the hops come in to try and kind of overlap that. But
And
it definitely makes it hard for people that just they can't stand hops. I mean, I used to be one of those people that couldn't stand hops, but after starting Brew Games, I've changed my tune quite a bit, which I
I
think
have
you've
to,
changed your tune quite a bit too with hops.
yeah. I have to admit, I was never a hop person. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, look, this has hops. Oh, shit. This has hops. Okay. Wait, this actually tastes good with hops and burnt malts. Oh, so we actually do have something that I like.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, behind me, I don't know if everyone can see, but I've got my four Nogne beers up there. I hate Dave. I really do. Dave, the beer guy. He's like, "Well, I've got this wonderful Nogne beer, and it's so good." I'm like, "Dude, where'd you get that? We got more of them in." Shit.
yeah. If there's one thing you don't want to spend money when you're at Willow Park is don't say where'd you get this or I like this because Dave will have more goodies for you in the back always.
Dave actually took me down into the special storeroom today.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, he's like, "Come
I
with
haven't been there
me."
yet.
Oh yeah, well, he's like, "Well, dude, come with me. I think I've got this stuff downstairs." He's like, "Oh, here's the Tokyo Dark." I'm like, "Oh, oh, oh." This is gonna be costly. I'm like, "Yeah, it's gonna be about $20 for this 250 milliliter bottle." He goes, "Yep." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it." Damn it!
Yeah.
There's a sucker born every minute, and there's a reviewer out there going, "Okay, I'll shell out the money. Here you go." But he was nice enough. He helped me out quite nicely. So, and
Yeah, he's a great guy.
he showed me this other one, and I can't remember what it was, and it was a chocolate milk stout, and the label on it looked absolutely amazing. But I left it because I don't think it's going to sell as well as a Nogne. As he turned to me, he goes, "Oh, by the way, there's one Nogne left of this one kind." I'm like, "Where is it? Give it to me!" But he was actually talking about the apricot one.
Okay.
And he's like, "Here you go. This is for you." I put it on the shelf. I was going to save it. I'm like, "Oh, dude, I've already got this at home. Take it with you." He's like, "You do?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, have it." So, but no, for him. Like, I swear, he's been one of the guys that's helped me out through this, and I do give props to him. And if anyone is in the Calgary area, go to Willow Park, ask for Dave the beer guy if he's working. That guy's a genius. He'll work his magic, and you'll walk out of there spending $100 easily.
Well, not even like working his magic. It's just like he actually has passion for what he
Yes.
does and for beer. Like, if you want someone to tell you about beer because you don't know, he's not gonna like put a bunch of icing and sugar on top. He's gonna like tell you. If he thinks it's crap, he will tell you. I don't think that one's good. Because I was actually there quite a few times. So I was like, "What about this one?" He's like, eh. Or like
Pass
if he
it.
hasn't had it, he'll like say, "I haven't had it." So like, if you want to try it, let me know. Let me know. And like that's what I started doing. It's like I'll grab a beer that just came on the shelf he hasn't had yet, and then I'll just tweet him, be like, "So I'm having this one. Here's what I think of it." And done it a couple times now.
It's true. No,
So
it's very true. Like, he's good at what he does. Like, I fully appreciate what he does, and he's as he like everyone knows him there, and it's like, "Oh, Dave the Beer." I went there today, and I was like, "Okay, well, you've got these ones. Can you find them for me?" Sure. And as I was waiting, it's like three other people. "Dave, got to talk to you about this thing. Do you have this for me? Do you want it in a case or a pallet? I'll take a pallet." What?
yeah,
"I trust your judgment. Here's a pallet. Here you go." Wow. Like I'm looking at these beers that he's selling off. I'm like, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Like the guy knows his stuff, but people come and trust him. So, yeah, I'll take 24 of those, no problem. Like, well, I'll take these four, and yeah, I spent $36.
Yeah.
I'm leaving now. But I have to admit, getting into craft beers, like for you, do you find it an expensive hobby?
It is definitely expensive, but before this, I was actually well. There's two reasons, or not two reasons, but two things I was doing before doing like the whole review stuff. I was going to Bottle Screw Bills, doing their passport system.
Yep.
So you have 1 year to drink 80 beers from their predetermined selection of beers that they want you to go through. That's quite expensive when you're looking at anywhere from $7 to $15 per beer
Canadian.
times 80.
Yes.
It's quite a lot of money. We got lots of cool perks in between, but the other thing I was doing before was I was getting really into Scotch. And if anyone is a Scotch drinker, you know how expensive that can get.
That's why I
So,
haven't got into that yet.
especially when I was getting into the habit of drinking a quarter to a half in one session, which is like $120 at least. Half of it
Oh,
gone in one session. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
it is. Yep.
So dialing back a little bit, I guess. It's still craft beer is pretty expensive, but we're getting a lot more options now of where we can shop for it, and the prices are starting to fluctuate quite a bit. I've noticed. Um,
It depends on where they come from.
yeah, I was actually at Zinn today, and my favorite beer of all time so far still is Blood from a Stone from Bomber Brewing in Vancouver.
Yes.
Their collaboration with Stone Brewing from California.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been in this mode for the past not even 6 months, like 4 months. Came out 4 months ago. I've been wherever I hear that they have it or see that they have it, I buy it out. So Zinn had three left in Inglewood, and I just took all three of them. I didn't even think twice. I was like, "Oh, they have it." Flip, flip, flip.
By the way, I forgot to tell you they had a stone wall. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
We had a LAN party. Adam had a LAN party, Mega FPS, at the beginning of June, and he got up there before I did, and he's like, "Hey, guess what I found by the LAN party?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Blood from a Stone." I'm like, "Shut up." I was like, "How many do they have?" He's like, "I think they have lots." So I get there. By the time I got there, they had four left. And I just blip, 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 bought the last four. But every single time I bought it, ever since the first time I found it was at Willow Park, it's been like $10.99 a bottle.
Yes.
Today it was $7.50 a bottle at Zinn. So I was like,
Oh.
that is amazing.
Actually,
But now what I need to do is I need to contact Bomber again and be like, okay, I've got 2 bottles left. Can I cellar these? Do you think they will cellar well? Because I kind of want to hold on to them for a while because every other one I've bought, I've gone through like 30 of these things by now. I've just, these things they're my favorite. They're insane.
Yep.
I want to see if like it will cellar well and I can like come back like 2, 3, maybe 5 years later and like see if I can still drink it. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, I have no idea because when Bomber made it, they were barely a year old, and it was Stone that came up with their brewmaster and helped them make it. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna like contact Stone as well and see if the brewmaster has any insight on that.
In all honesty, I think that I don't know if they would cellar. I know there's a lot of beers out there that will. That'd be a good experiment, no matter what.
Yeah, because it's IPA, and like the original idea behind an IPA was to be able to like go from Britain to India, right? Without spoiling. That was the idea of India Pale Ale.
Yep.
This one being with rye in it, I think the rye is the thing that might throw it off or may not. I'm not sure. It's interesting.
I would say no because rye is a heavier alcohol content per se.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about the actual, I guess, herb. Yeah, herb. good beer. Um, it pretty much it might be a little different. Um, I would still experiment just to see
Yeah.
because
So
yeah, like
I think I'm gonna sell her two of them. I'm gonna hold one for like at least a year, and then probably
yeah,
crack it open and see what happens. Because at that point, it'll be a year and a half old since they bottled it.
and see if it's well or not, and if it is, then hold on to the other one. If
Yeah, and
drink
the
it
other
quickly.
one till like 5 years, and then sell it on eBay for like $10,000. I don't
I
think that'll ever
wish.
happen, but you know.
God, I wish. Sorry, I'm grabbing my other beer here. So I don't know if you've got another beer handy there, but this is my second beer. I got this because of the label. This is from Gigantic, and it's called Cider Riot.
Okay, I actually saw that one today.
Yeah, the snake bite, the apple, the ale plus cider plus punk rock.
It's the
Victim,
persona.
thank you. But yeah, that's the label right there,
Nice.
and it's actually a gorgeous label. Um, a Kolsch style ale fermented with apple juice and black currant, brewed in collaboration with our friends at Moe's All Natural Cider Riot and Cider Riot. So obviously, blood, sweat, and tears went into this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Those
no,
are Kolsch. Kolsch's are. I've noticed Kolsch's are getting kind of popular lately as well.
they are. But what interests me was actually an ale and a cider at the same time.
Yeah.
So it kind of caught my interest on that one. So yeah, brewers unite, gigantic. Shit. It's not going to make much of a difference, I don't think. But I don't know. Like when you went to Zen, did you find a lot of interesting stuff there?
I did. I had to hold myself back from just being like, "Yeah, this." Monique actually had an interesting comment. She's like, "If you come here like once a week, you'll have this place done in like a month for all the stuff they have there." And that's not saying they have a small selection. They have actually a huge selection,
They
but
do.
I like to pick a lot of stuff all at once. So, as I'm sure you do as well.
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, like if I'm going into a liquor store, I go big or go home.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I'm sorry. This is really. It smells like someone smoked a big doobie and just dropped it in here.
Well, it is a punk rock show.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm all of a sudden hungry and I don't know why. Well, that's unique. And so it does have like a fruity taste to it. Not quite. Well, there's an ale taste to it, but it's more of it's like a fuzzy alcoholic apple juice.
Hmm.
I
So
don't
not so
know.
much Kolsch, more of the cider kind of style.
More of a cider style, but it's not. I wouldn't even call it a cider. I wouldn't even call it an ale. I'd call it something in the middle that is different. I'd call it a natural Franken brew.
You call it a cider riot?
Yeah, I call it. This is true. I would call it a cider rider,
Yeah,
but I call this a Franken brew in its own little sense. That's unique,
nice.
huh? So
Well, I
when
do have
this
another beer, but it's in the fridge still, so I'll have to run off and get it again. So I wasn't sure if we're going to do one beer tonight or two beers.
Well, if you want to run off, by all means, I'm just going to sit here and drink, and people can watch me drink. How's that?
Sure, I'll be right
Because
back.
I'm sure you're finished your beer. Yep, this definitely has the same smell as the Buddha beer. If you guys don't remember us doing the Buddha beer, it actually has like a hemp smell to it.
Now, now.
Not bad. And apparently, there's a dog being told to get down. Anyways, it's not bad. Like I can't see myself. I can see myself drinking this. It's going to be an easy drinking beer, but after the Apra Octopus thing, um, anything might be nice and easy. This is a 5.6%, and so it's on the lower end. I've got a 16% back there waiting for me. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, the Slacker's back.
So what do you have on the menu?
So when I went to Zin today, the very first beer that I saw on the shelf, and it lit my eyes up like a Christmas tree, is the Neapolitan Milk Stout.
Yes.
Now this thing intrigues me because it has chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you mentioned you've had this before.
I have, and I'm not really gonna. I'm just gonna say I liked it. I'm not gonna spoil it of why. I'm gonna let you have your and pour it into the glass and then smell it because the bottle is deceiving.
The bottle, smelling it, reminds me of when I was a kid and the Dickie D little cart would come by. It smells like a Dickie D cart.
Interesting.
Because that's the memory that comes back, anyways.
Of course.
I like that smell. I like it.
It makes your mouth water, doesn't it?
It makes me so sad that I can't have ice cream sandwiches anymore. Because I used to always eat Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches.
So if I went upstairs and got my mint Klondike bar, you'd probably hate me right now.
Oh, like, go for it. I don't care.
I can't. I'm good right now. I don't want to spoil this taste of the beer. It's not bad. So what do you
Well,
think?
it's black as the night behind me.
Yep.
It smells great.
Thunderstorm.
You know what? Rogue needs to get in bed with this company and learn how to do a stout properly. That's what I have to say about this.
They probably still self-destruct and it just wouldn't be good.
I can taste the chocolate in there. I taste the vanilla. I taste the strawberry. I taste the actual like wafer of the ice cream sandwich for some reason. Maybe that's just my head, but
no, honestly, it's not. It's actually a really good milk stout.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones I've had, and I was lucky to find one bottle left. I didn't realize that was actually at Zin. I missed that one.
Yeah, they just brought it in. Actually, they had was it this one they had trouble scanning? I think so. Yeah, they had trouble scanning this one in, so they just brought it in. So they said they had 24 minus the one I bought today, so they got plenty more left.
Minus the ones that you're gonna go back and buy tomorrow too.
Maybe. I think I would buy it again, not for myself, but to share with other people.
Just to let them say that this is actually a craft beer.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually fantastic. I would put this probably my second or third best stout I've had.
Really?
Especially milk stout.
Okay.
Yeah, for milk stouts, second or third. First is the, of course, the Flying Monkeys, the Chocolate Manifesto.
Yeah.
That thing is just, it's heaven on earth. It's
oozing mochi.
72 virgins in your mouth. It's everything you could want a stout to be.
It is.
Especially if you love chocolate. If you don't like chocolate, stay far away from that beer because you will hate it. But if you love chocolate, yeah, Chocolate Manifesto. If you love a Neapolitan ice cream sandwich,
right there,
this is the beer for you. It's fantastic. It's actually really good.
Yeah, actually, I knew you probably liked that one because it is. It's actually a really good beer, and just seeing the way that it's chocolate, it's strawberry, it's vanilla, all in a beer. I'm like, can that be possible?
See, yeah, I got scared because I was like, something's gonna mask the other one. You're not gonna be able to like get all three of them on your palate, but they all come through. And not just that, but you also get, like I said, you get like the doughy like cookie as well, and there's no wheat in there or anything. So
no,
yeah,
and
awesome.
It's really smooth and it's really good and it's quite delicious. So if you guys actually do find that, buy it. Seriously.
Yeah.
Second person right there that says it. I know I said buy it, and I meant it. I wasn't kidding.
Yeah, I would definitely give that 4.5 out of 5,
Nice.
going off your scale.
See, if I was going off my scale off this one, the gigantic, it's a smooth, easy drinking beer cider thing. If you don't like cider, guess what? You may not like this. If you don't like beer, what are you doing watching this show right now? Oh, right, we're here. That's it. Uh, but in all honesty, I wouldn't mind trying this again. It's not bad. I'd say it's about 3.75 out of 5. It's pretty good. Beer 29. So obviously they've done a few other beers. A gigantic brewing company has come out with some interesting mixes. I've seen some and I haven't really picked them up. But this is actually out of Portland, Oregon, and we all know how well Oregon does with their beers. Holy crap!
Yeah, I don't know what they put in the water there, but they got some really good breweries out there.
I swear they're selling. They're actually putting the bong water in from Washington State into their beers. Just my thoughts, though. But yeah, no, those ones actually. If you find the gigantic brewing, definitely try it out if you don't mind having a cider ale mix. This is actually it's not bad. Like I see my fiance actually enjoying this. Oh, my cat's over there. Sorry.
I'm not sure if it's gigantic that makes it or not, but did you see the beer? It's called Galactic.
I did actually.
It's like a red ale. I don't think it's a red IPA. I think it's just a red ale.
It's a red ale.
It's called Galactic, but it looked really interesting. And I was about to pick it up, but I already picked up enough beer today. I was like,
Of course.
$69 worth of beer, which is actually was a pretty awesome number.
Seriously, 69, nice.
Yeah, $69.48. So I was pretty happy with that number for my beer purchases today.
Would it be Rocket Science Galactic Ale? No, maybe. No, that doesn't look like it's it. I'm not able to find it here.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it too right now. Oh, Hopworks. It was Hopworks.
Oh, okay.
The Imperial Red Ale.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah. That one actually looks pretty interesting.
I can see that. Ooh, it does look.
I've had a couple of Hubworks beers, and pretty sure all of them I've been happy with. So,
You went by the label, didn't you?
by which?
You went by the label to almost buy it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's for the label. Yeah,
The Space Invaders thing.
Space Invaders. Yeah,
Okay. No, I see. I'm like, I don't recognize this beer, and I look at the label. Oh, that one.
yeah.
Actually, I was going to suggest while you were there to pick up the Nogne. It was the red canister, but that was at like $16. So it's one of the higher end ones. They had the second edition and the third edition there, and I've had the third edition, but I haven't had the second edition. I was almost tempted to pick it up, but I don't know when it expires. So,
Okay.
Actually, I'll be right back. 1 second here.
Sure.
All right, make sure I can able to hear you again. So one of the things that Dave got me interested in is this one. Now, this one is a Tokyo Black from Nogne O.
Brewdog. Oh god.
And also McKellar too.
And McKellar.
And McKellar.
I guess that's where the long line is. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I know it's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
The other thing you can't see is the alcohol percentage in it.
Well, if Brewdog's involved.
And McKellar.
I can't just imagine.
16%.
Wow.
So it's an extra strong beer. I'm not going to try this tonight because I actually want to do a proper review on this.
Yeah, that's one that you need to like come in sober with.
You do, you honestly do, and leave drunk. Um, but I mean, the expiry date on here is amazing. So most of these guys have the expiry dates. So this is best before 29, which is the day, 11, which is the month, so November of 2027.
Wow.
So I'm tempted to go back, buy a second one, and sell her this for a while.
And see if it holds up for November 29th.
Well, 2027. I wouldn't do that. I probably make it. I probably last about maybe 2-3 years on this one.
Yeah.
But still, that was one of the ones I was like, he goes, you know how much that costs? I'm like, I don't care. Give it to me.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Nagne has been one of those ones where they are the higher end breweries, and I love
Nagne is fantastic, yeah.
they are. So,
Actually, I noticed at Zin they had a lot of Evil Twin stuff.
yes.
And it took all of my willpower to like not pick any of that up because I would have been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Excuse me, do you guys have a tab system that I could actually put this on a tab for?
And it never paid off.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly, with Zen, I would actually pay them off. Have you seen their staff there? They could probably rough you up pretty good if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, what was one guy's name that actually threw me off? It was like an Italian name, and I'm sure at some point in time he was involved with the mafia somewhere.
Probably still is.
Probably. Yeah. Having a high-end store like that, yes. I saw the tequila skulls in there. Oh, I want those tequila skulls just
Yeah.
for the skulls. But at $160 a pop, I just can't force myself to buy one.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Yes, one day, of course.
When our YouTube channels take off and
we're able to afford this
famous.
shit. Yeah, exactly. But we have to move down to the States for this, don't we? To have our YouTube channels to take off.
Do we?
Well, that's where most of the people have their stuff take off is from the States, from LA to be exact.
Most of them do end up going to LA, but there's lots of them in Canada here still. There's like Linus Tech Tips. He's in BC. NCIX, which I guess they're part of the store, but they have a huge YouTube channel too now.
Okay.
There's Lou from Toronto who does his unbox therapy and that kind of stuff. Sorry.
You know what? We're live, and in all honesty, I edit out all my belches on my videos. I can't do that here. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
We apologize for the vulgar belching, but you know what? We're drinking.
Yeah.
I guess I should put that as a warning in the beginning, shouldn't I?
Should be expected, I think.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
No, there actually is a few good YouTube channels out there that are up in Canada. The one that I've showed you recently, the Drunk Tech.
Drunk Tech Reviews, yeah.
Yes, I love his stuff. I really do.
Yeah. So far, I've only seen the MacBook episode, but that was pretty funny.
They actually had a sex tech one where they had a couple of porn stars on there.
Okay.
Giving their views on dildos and vibrators.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of those ones where he's like, I dare you to share this with your friends. I'm like, I can't. I'm gonna watch this, but I can't.
It's like when you're on RedTube and it's like, you want to share this with Facebook? It's like, no.
Would you like this with your Twitter channel? Not at this point in time. I'm gonna pass. No, they're. I've liked his stuff, and actually, he's done some stuff where he blows into one of the alcohol testing things, and usually he blows people away with how much alcohol he's drinking. and I'm quite impressed. One person actually beat him once,
Okay.
and he got pissed off and stormed off the set.
Really?
I'm sure it was all for show, but still.
Yeah. That's funny.
But no, he's pretty good at what he does, and I do like his stuff a lot, and I do like, as you see, I do share stuff on my Facebook page, and I
Yep.
tag him in it, and he actually likes it and he says thank you very much type thing. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll accept that. So he does appreciate his fans, and he's actually in an electrical. Oh God, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. I want to say an electrical engineer, but I think he's an engineer of some sort. Like he's got a lot of smarts to him. And here he is doing drinking.
Explains the drinking.
Yes.
Most engineers are heavy drinkers.
Yes, I work with a few.
Yeah.
Of course, IT people can be that way too. No comment. But no, I actually, honestly, there's a lot of good YouTube channels out there, and maybe one day you and I, yes, we'll be up there in the tens of thousands of views. There's one guy, Albino Rhino. I don't know if you've ever seen his stuff.
Albino Rhino. The name's familiar, but I couldn't recall.
He's got a lot of good views too. He's an actual albino person. Great guy to actually watch his stuff. Like he does a lot of beer reviews. He does more than I can even do. Like it's just holy shit! How the hell?
Yeah.
He's got all these people and followers, and it's quite nice to see. Yeah, one day I would like to sit back and go, okay, I quit my actual job and I'm going to go into YouTube. And at that point in time, I think my fiance would be like, I'm leaving you now because I don't want to hear that.
Until she sees the check, and then she's like, okay, maybe.
Well, maybe I'll stick around for a little bit. What? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to do this, but right now, shooting the shit with someone like yourself and drinking and talking about video games, beers, and whatever else we can think of, I can live with that.
Yeah, that's been Adam and I's philosophy going into this is like, you know what? Even if we get 0 viewers, as long as we're having fun putting this stuff out, that's all that matters. If people gravitate to it, awesome.
Yep.
If they don't like it, hopefully they say like why they don't like it, and then maybe we can change something a little bit if it jives with us. But like, we don't want to totally pander to the audience because honestly, you cannot satisfy 100% of the people.
No, and
You're always gonna have someone who doesn't like something you did, and that's just the nature of life.
And that's why when I go into our reviews, like myself and Johnny, or I'll still call him Johnny. He's changed. He's trying to get away from his Johnny old school persona. But when we did it, it's like, you know what? I want to do this with a bit of humor. I don't want to do this where you're a snobbish reviewer going, well, I actually have the hops on my fingers here, and there's 5 different kinds that I can have. Not saying that those guys are bad reviewers. Those guys are amazing at what they do.
No, if you want to know every single intricate detail about what you're drinking, there's people for that. If there's like people that just like want, you know what? I don't want to know all the hubbub about this. I just want to know, should I like it, or should I pick it up, or should I not? And if I pick it up, what am I going to expect? What can I relate it to? And that's where we come in, right? Like we're like, hey, this to me is like, if you are this kind of a drinker, yes. If you're this kind of a drinker, no, stay away, right? Like,
exactly, and that's the way I look at it too. It's like, are you going to be a 1%er, or are you going to be the rest of the country that sits back and goes, well, I don't kind of want to drink Molson Canadian or Coors Light tonight. I kind of want something different. What would be good that would I'd actually enjoy, and I actually might convert. Not saying that they would. Oh, look, my cat's coming into the background.
Or I like to say, if you want to switch away from like Coors Light or Budweiser, this is this great beer from Mexico called Modelo.
Oh, you're back to Modelo. What the hell?
I still have it on the side here.
I was gonna
That's
say-
my been building a deck. Need a nice beer just to like relax with. Beer. It's a fantastic beer. I like it a lot.
It's. I actually went. Did I actually try that at the beer fest? I know I tried a tequila beer and it wasn't that bad, and I can't remember what the hell it was, but it wasn't from Mexico, so probably wasn't that one. No, it was from Alberta. There's actually next year you have to go to beer fest. I'm going to say you have to go to beer fest.
Yeah, I think we should probably go together, and then like we did with the beer fest that was at BSB's this year. We'll have the GoPro on with the chest strap.
Yeah,
I think it's fun just to like. I don't know if you saw that video or not, but
I did actually, and it was kind of interesting.
yeah, it's like it's like a virtual tour throughout the Brew Fest, and you get to see us like reaching out, grabbing a beer, drinking it, and then seeing the other person like drinking as well, and then we switch off, and like I thought switching the perspectives and stuff was fun. Obviously, there's a lot of like lag time in between stations, so I tried to fast forward as fast as possible.
And that's the best way to do it. And throw some
Yeah,
music in
it
there.
was still a really long video, so I understand that most people probably didn't watch it. They probably like clicked on it, was like 41 minutes, huh? Nope.
Well, shit. I mean, like, look at this one right now. We're going on an hour and a bit now, and
Yeah, but these are more like a vlog style, right? So you got
true.
banter and stuff like that, so it can work out.
No, it's true, and it's live, so basically, yes, there's going to be things that are going to be happening, like my cat coming into play. She's probably
Or my
pissed
Wi-Fi shitting out at 100% bars.
off.
Having to run down and grab my 50-foot Cat 6 cable.
I was impressed with that. That was actually really impressive. But then I remembered you're in IT, so this is nothing for you.
Oh yeah, I got all that shit on lock.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I need this. All right. Let's just pull.
Yeah, it should be
Actually,
30 seconds. I'll get it done.
I must apologize to my fiance tonight. She was very, very patient with me. Because our Netflix died on my PS4 right before I'm supposed to be joining them.
Rip in peace, Netflix and PS4.
Mm-hmm. So basically, we had a cat fight at the front of the door. PS4 go down, and I'm sitting there going, "Really? Are you serious?" So yeah, I'm like, okay, well, this is gonna go live, and eventually, I'm gonna bring this up. 1.5 beers in, here I am bringing it up. No, it's actually I don't mind doing these, and I wouldn't mind doing these every couple of weeks. And like I said, I apologize to Adam because he's not here to join us because he's up in the camp and his bandwidth probably really sucks right now.
For sure.
But yes, we'll all get together. For the people that don't know, we're gonna all get together and we're gonna do something. We're actually in the works of it, and I think we're looking at filming it in the middle of July.
Yeah, so I think the July one will be probably on your show. That's what I'm thinking, because with our shows, it require us coordinating 2 visits, and that's going to be a lot more difficult to plan with everyone's schedules.
Okay, well, in other words, I got to get this shit cleaned up.
Yep.
Get you guys all over here, and we can go and throw that on the show. And
yeah,
I will try and find some beers that you guys haven't had before. Granted, that's not easy. You guys drink a lot, like I do.
Yeah.
But
like I mentioned before, I'll get you the spreadsheet we have of what we've had on the show. Of course, there's going to be a lot of beers we've had off the show as well, but
of course,
I'd say don't worry about that so much. We'll just worry about the beers we haven't had on air. If it's something we've had before, it's probably something we haven't had for a while, so we can re-review it.
Do you want me to hold on to this Tokyo for us to review it?
I was actually thinking about that. That would be a fun one for all 3 of us to like kind of try at the same time.
I'm not going to be able to drink it. Well, I could.
No. Do you have like those small like whiskey glasses?
Actually, I've got something better.
Okay, that works too.
Christian was nice enough to give me like the 250 milliliter like shot glasses.
Okay.
He gave me like 12 of them, so I can throw together 3 of them. That's not a problem. So,
Because yeah, that should split pretty nicely between 3 people.
oh yeah, because I've got like these little small. I want to call them all almost test tube, but they're not quite that small.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And we can use those. I've also got a couple of other beers that we can use. Maybe I'll save that raspberry smoked as well if we want to review that as well. And
Actually, have you had the McKellar Szechuan?
oh, now
It's called McKellar Chinese Food Bits, apparently.
Really?
If you've not had that one, I'll bring that one for us to try as well.
Okay.
I found it today at Zin, and I was like, I need this for some reason. I'm not sure if it's gonna be on my show or your show, but I was reading it. It's brewed with Szechuan peppercorn. So
Oh God.
I know you're not a big fan of spicy beers, but I think it should be fun.
I'm not a big fan of McKellar. Okay.
McKellar has some pretty crazy stuff.
Did you actually know that McKellar and oh shit, what's the other guys? Crap.
Tool?
No, not Tool. McKellar and oh my god. Damn it, I have to look it up now. Sorry, bear with me. Okay. And Evil Twin. That's who it is.
Oh, Evil Twin. Okay.
Did you know that both breweries have the same head brewer? Well, not exactly the same.
So are they twins, and that's why it's called Evil Twin?
Welcome to the new realization. They are actual twins and they hate each other.
That's amazing.
I am not kidding. McKellar and
Have
Evil
they done a
Twin.
collab?
Yeah. Well, I don't think they have.
Because that would be amazing if they actually did a collab with their hatred for each other. If they're both trying to screw the brew up, and they try and screw it up so bad that it becomes like one of the greatest brews ever. I think it would be the ultimate like.
Here, all right. If you look in your chat, here you go. There's a huge article on it. I'm gonna let you read it later.
Yeah.
Look at the picture. Just check out the picture. I'm not kidding. They are identical twins that decided that they wanted to brew their own shit.
That's amazing.
It is. And I discovered this a while ago. I'm like, ooh, who do I go with? Like, of course, McKellar has the Geek Brunch beer that I really fucking hate. And yeah, Evil Twin. I've had some okay beers with them, but they're really good. Like a lot of their beers are really actually quite good.
Yeah.
McKellar's been hit and miss. I actually had their popcorn beer from McKellar.
The which one?
The popcorn beer.
Popcorn beer.
Not kidding. Popcorn beer. They actually brewed it like it actually would taste as an ale. Popcorn dipped in an ale, I guess I could put it.
Okay.
And
is it like buttery, or is it just like the popcorn by itself?
It's buttery. It's salty. It's
wow.
It's decent, but it was like, I'm sorry, popcorn beer. What? I've got to try this now. So yeah, it wasn't that bad. Oh god. So I'm going to warn you right now that when you come over to do filming with me, the cat's litter is just on the. And I'm sorry if they actually.
No, that's fine.
Sammy just used her litter. Once again, it's live. And you're live now.
I'm sure I can live through that.
Oh yeah. No, I when you guys come here, all this stuff is going to be put into the back room. My fiance and I have a plan where we're going to put it all into the back room. It's going to be a little bit of a tight space, but I'm going to make it work. So yeah, it'll be moved around.
Okay. Sorry for my sudden look around my shoulder. I just hearing these weird like firecracker noises behind me.
Wait a minute. Are you living in the Northeast?
Yeah, living in Pembroke, you know.
Oh yeah, just another day in Pembroke. Major.
Yeah.
It might be gunfire, it might be fireworks. Wait a minute, it's almost the 4th of July or 1st of July.
There might be
Shit.
some Americans here.
Yeah. No, overall, yeah, if you read that article, it is a huge article. But if you read all about their story, it's actually quite amazing how they came to be pretty much enemies and brewers that are enemies with each other.
Yeah, I'll definitely read that for sure.
I don't know if these guys still talk to each other or not. At the last thing, they don't. But it's one of those things where like, I didn't know that. Holy crap! Okay, but you start to see the similar styles between the two beers,
Yeah.
between Evil Twin and McKellar. But McKellar actually goes out on a limb with a lot of their beers, whereas Evil Twin they kind of do, but they actually stay within the norms and they actually do some decent brewing.
Yeah.
So I like Evil Twin. I don't know. There's a lot of different breweries out there that I would love to try and find out what's good. Brewdog. I don't. I'm gonna be doing a review of that one. Shit, I
Yeah.
haven't done that one yet. I did Dogma. Oh my god, that was a gorgeous beer. So it was absolutely wonderful. If you ever find the Dogma, it's quite good. So, but you would have found it at Zen yesterday or today. I should say.
Yeah, I did see the Dogma today, and I was debating picking it up. Like I said, if I started picking up those beers, I would have picked up all of them. So, but
No,
one beer I hope to find in the future. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. But it's called the Abashiri Blue Beer.
no, I have not.
So it's from Japan, and it's made with seaweed, and the seaweed actually makes it blue.
Really?
Yeah. And we've been actually, me and my fiance have had our eye on this stuff for quite a long time. I guess you can get it in Europe, no problem, but like getting it over to North America, it's like a bit of a problem.
Does it glow?
Well, I mean, if you look at that link,
All right, let's have a quick peek here.
it's,
Oh,
uh, it's it's pretty interesting stuff. I would
oh.
love to try that and see what it tastes like. I have a feeling like it won't be very spectacular. It'll be just like, yeah, it's beer, yeah, it's
It's
blue.
average. Yeah,
It's like
whatever.
it's Coors Light, but a little bit higher, and it's blue. But just the fact that, you know, I think it'd be a really cool beer to like pour it out and review it.
Actually, that's I would actually from 4.99 a pound or 4.99 pounds, which equals out
You're
to
looking at about $11 a can.
yeah, yeah, which isn't bad, but wow, icebergs in the sea of okay. Well, it's not near the nuclear power plant that melted down, so we're okay with that. Um, for the people I've offended, meh. Uh, but yeah, oh wow, that actually looks like a good beer.
I know, right? It actually looks pretty good.
So for the people that haven't been watching or are watching now, we are going to post all these links down at the bottom, just so you suckers can actually see all the shit we're talking about.
Yeah.
But this one, wow, I'm impressed. This one I'd buy. I buy in a heartbeat because it's a blue beer. It really is a blue beer.
Yeah. It's pretty insane.
The closest I've come is actually the Tofino Kelp Stout. Not kidding.
Okay.
It is actually it's made from kelp, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was salty. But you get
Who would have thought?
It came from the sea.
A kelp beer that's salty.
No. But it wasn't something that I actually was like really. I was expecting a lot of sea salt in it, but it wasn't. I can see it better as an ale, but they did it as a stout, and I would love to see an ale.
So they're kind of going down the rogue path with that one.
And we circle back to Rogue.
Yeah.
Hi, Rogue. What would you like to do? Oh, let's do sriracha in a stout. Are you stupid? I mean, filter gone.
Yeah.
No, it's the Rogues are not bad. Like I said, they're hit or miss.
You know what? I love Rogue, and I rock their hat most of the time, and
Oh yeah,
I love them. They're a fantastic brewery, but they have some pretty bad lemons.
the honey kolsch I had, and it was watery.
Really?
It was-
I'm trying to remember the honey kolsch. That's the yellow bottle, right?
yes. Yeah.
Actually, we enjoyed that one quite a bit, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I did come back from the Edmonton Beer Fest, so I might have been a little drunk that night. But
Yeah, if you had lots of beers before that, I could see that.
it
It was.
felt watery.
I think we had that either at the end of episode 12 or 13
Okay.
on our
no, I
after
see
shows.
that.
We had that one and another one, I think. Can't remember what the other one was, but actually, I thought the honey kolsch was actually the better of the two.
Really?
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's right.
No, I actually found the honey kolsch a little too watery, but of course I like my strong beers. I like my 7 or 8% beers, and the honey kolsch was at about 4.5, I think, or 4.2.
Which is kind of on par for a kolsch. Like a kolsch is supposed to be more of a subdued kind of beer, like
It is.
something that's more enjoyable to people that aren't really into beers, but want to be into beers.
I guess it's along the lines of the fruit beers that you find out there, um, that are lighter. That's yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's just, but of course afterwards I had the skull splitter. That's right, because I was watching the Royals playoff games in the WHL while in my hotel room in Edmonton, and I was pissed off because Portland was beating the piss out of Victoria Royals, and my friend was laughing at me. So I was drunk, needed to drink more, and I had the honey kolsch. I'm like, what is this? Like, this is nothing. But of course, I was at the beer fest all day that day too, so it
Yeah.
was a good day. It was really a good day. um, but it wasn't the international beer fest that you find in Calgary and Edmonton. It was actually done by Liquor Depot,
Oh, okay.
and they actually had some good stuff, but they had a lot of the standard stuff like the Molson Canadians or the Molson Apple, um, and it was, and they had this small little area that was pretty much for the craft beer scene, and I was like, but I want more craft beer.
Yeah.
And then I found whiskey, my good friend whiskey, and I had a white whiskey, and it was gorgeous. It was actually really good. And if I remember the name of it, I tell you, but I can't remember. So, but no, I don't know. Like I don't know. Next year, would you find yourself going to more beer fests at all, or just hitting bar school bill stuff?
I definitely want to do the Bosco Bills one again. I think we'd try and do the International Beer Fest, but we might try and work with some of the vendors we know and see if we can get tickets there.
Okay.
I'm pretty close with the BSB staff, so that might be an avenue for me.
So
Being I've been going there for over 5 years now, I've done their passport system like over 5 times. You know, I've obviously put a lot of money into their business, kept them afloat, kind of thing. Another thing that Adam and I want to do is we want to try and create kind of a roadmap, and we want to start visiting different breweries, both in Canada and the States, and like try and do a bit of a road trip where like we go and like do a bunch at a time.
Okay.
And then come back and release like maybe like once a month, like or maybe once every 2 weeks, offsetting from our regular podcast. Like here's like the breweries we've been going to and like what we experienced, and like actually have like video footage.
Yeah.
Because with Flying Monkeys, we don't have any video footage. We just have me saying what I experienced.
And that's
And I think the video footage goes a long way. Where you get to actually see what the brewmasters and stuff are doing and how they're set up. I think it's a lot more fun for the audience, I think.
In a sense, yes, but at the same point in time, if you take a lot of pictures, they still want to go there.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Is they still want to go there, and oh shit, we're revealing our secrets. But I did that with Big Rock, and I did a lot of pictures. And honestly, you have to go there to see it to believe it. I couldn't do video. I really couldn't, because I just want to do pictures so people could see, but still go there because it was one of the bigger breweries that I found. Like,
Yeah.
it is a international brewery, and I didn't realize how big it was. I've been in the restaurant, I've been upstairs in the tap house, and then all of a sudden they took me to the brewery, and I looked around going, okay, just leave me underneath one of these vats, and I will die very peacefully right here. So,
Very happy man.
oh, good God, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me something. Give me the Scottish ale. Show me where the vat is, and I will die right there. So,
That's something that I hope it comes back towards the winter season this year or like early next year is Scottish style ales. I want to see more of that. Pike used to be in Alberta. I don't know if you've had much Pike stuff from Seattle.
I think I've had one or two, but I can't remember.
They have one called the Pike Kilt Lifter. It is the greatest Scottish ale I've ever had.
The Kilt Lifter?
The Kilt Lifter.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh, God, yeah.
So good.
It just,
I used to drink McEwen's before that, and McEwen's is the kind of beer that, like, if you actually get through a 6-pack of that, you wake up not knowing what you did the night that you drank it.
Yep.
I haven't seen that in a long time. It's probably been about 5 years since I've seen McEwen's on the shelf. That just all of a sudden just disappeared. And then Pike came in to replace it, and I was like, yeah, I'm okay with this. I still have that great Scottish ale without like the date rapey effect in the morning of like, what did I do last night?
almost. The Kilt Lifter is almost like that.
Almost like that. It can be. But all of a sudden, this is before like beer prices now. This is like going back 4 years probably now. Okay. It was like $13-14 a 6-pack. And then suddenly it was the first 6-pack that jumped to $20 4 years ago. Now like $20 a 6-pack is kind of norm because of all the taxes.
Yes.
But back then, when it jumped to $20, everything else was still like $12.99. This thing was like $20. People are like, no. Even myself, I was like, I love it. Like, if I really wanted to splurge, then I would. But most of the time, I'd be like, no. And then I actually found out that here in Alberta or Calgary, they said, oh, well, it's more expensive because there's like these new Washington like beer taxes. And so when I was in the actual Pike Brewery, I think it was last year, either last year or 2 years ago, I actually got to sit down with like the actual owner of Pike Brewery. And I was telling him about like, yeah, like I used to drink your stuff all the time in Calgary. And all of a sudden, like it just jumped in price, and this is what they told us was the reason why it jumped in price. And the guy was like, no. The reason why it jumped in price is because we couldn't do the production anymore. It was just too much. Because they have not moved their facility from Pike Place Market. So they only have a certain production that they can do.
Yep.
And there was too much demand in Alberta that because there's such limited supply, that's why the price raised up. But all the stores were saying, oh, it raised up because of Washington like beer taxes. No, it's because of demand and supply, which totally makes sense. And then
Yeah.
eventually they were like, we can't sustain Alberta's demand anymore, and they just totally pulled out. And that's why you cannot find pike anymore in Alberta.
Serious.
Yep.
Shit, because last year I was actually I had the kilt lifter in the Edmonton beer show or last year.
Well, at
One of the times I
Sherbrooks,
was drunk.
Sherbrooks, they probably have some connections, but most places in Alberta, I don't know if Sherbrooks is maybe like trying to like drive down there and bring it back, or they have something like a special secret tunnel connection. But
Oh, come on, this is Sherbrooke we're talking about. They've got some secret to
oh yeah, they got tons of connections. So
Oh yeah.
anywhere else, like you're not gonna. Like, I've not seen it in Calgary. I've gone to lots of liquor stores here in probably 5 years. Co-op used to be a big supplier of it. They haven't seen it in forever.
Maybe check Liquor Connect to see if it's anywhere.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I did the kilt lifter in Edmonton when I did the beer fest there, and I actually found myself really liking it, just because of the name alone. But it's actually a good. It was the Scottish Red Ale, wasn't it?
No.
And it was actually really good. I enjoyed it a lot to the point where I was sort of like, well, you know what? I'd actually buy a 6-pack of this. And you're right. I didn't realize you couldn't find that anymore. Of course, with all the other beers out there, I haven't been looking.
Yeah,
So,
kind of forget about it.
yeah, you kind of do because I don't know, as a reviewer myself, I don't have a go to beer. I have a go to brewery, Dogme, bastards. But,
Yeah.
just like your stone. Uh, but at the same point in time, it was one of those ones where, like, okay, I've tried so many fucking beers. It's lost in the mix, but if you mention the name or you show me the picture, oh yeah, I've had that. I remember having that.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm starting to get too. Is like I've had so much beers. Is like, have you had this? And it's like, I think so. And you see the label, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely had that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's like it. As a reviewer, do you find yourself looking at the label as well as the name of the beer?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. For me, that I
I
find
try
this.
to ignore the label. Like I try not to get like attracted by the label, but sometimes it just
Oh come on!
doesn't work. Like the Neapolitan today, like the Neapolitan, I looked at it and
That gave you an instant hard on. I know it did.
I was like, yeah, I was like, I have to have this. I have to have this. And the
Uh,
corn hops, I was like, corn hops. Honestly, I was just like, it's so like the font is terrible. It's the worst font ever.
yep.
And then the way they like it's like the old like 70s style of like putting a big smiley face on like a normal piece of whatever. Like
Yep.
it's a piece of hop. Like and I'll show the bottle again. It's a piece of hop
A cob of corn almost, but yeah.
with a giant mouth and eyes and like fake hands. It looks like a piece of hop, but the way they characterize it, it's like
That's
I was
parallel
like, I
49
don't know
for
if I
you.
want this or not, but
Like seriously, that is parallel 49 for you. Oh crap. Like
oh,
come on.
Parallel 49, they've mastered that.
An octopus. Seriously. There has nothing to do with like apricots or anything else like that or a sour beer, but a fucking octopus with a great big eye on it.
Yeah,
Right there.
Parallel 49, whoever their artist is, has perfected it for them. Like the Jerk Face 9000. You look at that,
Yes.
you're like, I hate this guy, but I want to drink this beer. Like the guy looks like a total jerk, which is what they're going for, and you want to drink the beer. Like it's awesome. The
Exactly.
Gypsy Tears, like you have like the like redheaded gypsy and like
The Robo Tears.
oh the Robo Tears. Don't even get me started with
Yes.
that beer. That is such a good beer.
And that's the thing with Parallel 49. Like they know their marketing. They know the group that they want to talk to.
Yeah.
And they know the artist is now here's the thing. Like you've probably never heard of Scandal Brewing, have you?
Scandal Brewing? No.
Okay, so this is an all natural brewing out of BC. And these guys have the most amazing artist out there. And I am fully pimping his shit right now. This guy does a lot of metal stuff, um, but he's amazing at what he does. Human Burger. There we go. Humanburger.com. Yes, humanburger.com. And like this guy does all the Scandal Brewing artistry. Gunshots in the Northeast.
That was my cat trying to like escape the
Oh, of course.
screen door because there's flies out here, and also because my LAN cable is keeping the door open a little bit.
Yeah. So if you have a look at his Facebook page, he does all the
The
artistry.
triple lager greed looks pretty crazy.
Exactly.
There's this chainsaw. That's insane.
This guy is amazing in his artistry.
Well, it's been what, 2 hours now?
Yes, it has been.
Either we can keep going and I go pee right now, or we can call it quits.
I should probably call it quits because I'm probably in trouble as is.
Yeah.
I've gone over my allotted time with my fiance.
Fair enough.
And if she actually watches this, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're probably in the same zone as I am. So, but no, like if you check out that one, awesome. But we will have to do this and discuss this all again soon.
For sure.
So we're gonna probably get together at my place, do a review or a few. I will also have snacks so that you actually can soak up the alcohol because that 16% that we're going to have is going to kill us. I'm sorry.
That's good.
But I'm not. Anyways, I want to thank you for being on here for the past 2 hours.
No, thank you for having me.
Oh, no worries. I mean, we've discussed a lot, and for the people that stuck with us for the past 2 hours, which was nobody, but apparently somebody did. I want to say thank you as well. And yes, so the first episode is going to be with myself, you, and Adam. And we'll all sit down at my table and we'll drink a few beers. I imagine that you'll have a designated driver as well.
Yeah.
Possibly. So Adam's not going to drink as much. Or does he drive?
Who?
Adam?
Yeah, he drives.
Okay.
But I might get Monique to come with us as well. She can be our DD.
All right. No, that's no problem.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll have a lot of things. So, but yeah, I'm going to say the middle of August because we'll be filming. Shit, we're looking at Thursday.
Mid to late July.
Mid to late July.
Yeah.
If we say we film for the 16th of July, I will try and have it out by the end or by the beginning of next week. So I will be on holidays. I will have my my i3. God, such a slow bastard. And I'll try and render it while I'm on holidays, and I'll try and get it out to you guys before Wednesday of the next week. So we'll have we'll have both John and Adam on here, and we'll drink, and we'll drink, and we'll drink. And if your fiance wants to join us for a drink or two, by all means, I have no problems with that. I may have fun with you. Do you have the Hawks helicopter over you, dude?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Welcome
It
to
is
the
Pembroke.
Northeast.
Yep.
And welcome to Pembroke. There we go.
Yeah, that's Hawks.
Yep.
It was here this afternoon. Came back tonight.
So that firework sound you heard earlier tonight was not fireworks. It was gunfire.
Probably.
It wasn't the 1st of July. It was actually now gunfire.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. Anyways, thank you again for joining me.
Thank you.
And we will definitely do this again. It was actually a good time. I would have done a Franken brew, but the first beer was so good that I drank it down. This one, it's still going down. So you
Fair enough.
enjoyed all yours, didn't you?
I enjoyed my beers. Yeah, they were both
Perfect.
fantastic. I don't think I'd
Excellent.
ever mix them together though.
No, that wouldn't be a good combination. I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
I think that would probably just ruin it all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you again soon. And yeah, look forward to seeing you and being on our show again. And by all means, anytime you want, know where to find me.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good night.
You as well. Thanks again. And for all people out there, thanks for watching for 2 hours. And hopefully you've been drinking with us. Until then, cheers. We'll see you next time. Have a
Cheers.
good night, folks.